Falcha! My name is Tom Bond and I'm back again. And although I know I said before that I wouldn't be making bushcraft videos, well, in a sense, I'm not really making bushcraft videos, but I should explain myself. Sometimes we all say stupid things, but I probably won't be making bushcraft videos. But if I come up with an idea for a project, well then, that's different. It's like for a little while, we made a video on, look who's back in action. We made a video called At One With, and it's very hard to try and get episode 2 because we contact these people and we ask some people. A lot of people say no, we don't have time, or some people don't get back to you, so we're actually finding just a little time in between to get the situation right. But anyway, the reason we're here today is because I have an idea for another type of project, and it's called Bushcraft MasterChef. And we're going to start today with something, just a pretty basic meal. So while we have the fire going, this is to create some embers so we can do some cooking. Welcome to Camp Homestead. The reason I call this Camp Homestead is because this is actually one of my favorite places in the world. Yeah, in the world. And I don't live too far from here, and it's probably my favorite. And the reason it's homestead is because in Celtic times, a homestead was where families lived. It may be a small town or a little tiny village with a couple of huts, and it was the homestead. But anyway, welcome to Camp Homestead. And I have here a tiny little cast iron pot, and I've used this on many occasions for doing bread or a little fry up. They're the most greatest versatile pot you can get. This is only a small little one, but you can get bigger and bigger, and they're called Dutch ovens or just cast iron pots. But anyway, I'm going to put this over by the heat, warm it up. One of my favorite ways of cooking an egg, although I have a pot there to boil water, I could actually put the eggs into the water, and I could actually use that water in a cup of tea because the calcium that's in the shell. But I'm going to cook it one of my favorite ways, and I'm going to use muck. And sometimes what you do, I'm just going to make it a little bit wet just to make it pliable. As I say, pliable I think is the word on the street. Hello, pliable. And I'm going to make it a little ball, little flat on the palm of my loaf, which is my hand. And I'm going to wrap it up. Now these eggs are not boiled already. If they were, I wouldn't be cooking them. And how you always tell a boiled egg is that a boiled egg will spin, but an unboiled egg will not spin because of the fluid inside. The yolk and the stuff, up and down, done. But I'm going to wrap that in a little ball of clay. A little bit of spit on that just to make it, and a nice ball of clay on that. And as you can see, I'm wrapping, and I don't want it too thin because the heat can get through and bust the egg. And this actually stops the egg from exploding. We'll say exploding. And a nice little layer on that, and I can roll it around. I'll put that to the side. I'll do this one, we'll be back. As you can see, I've rolled up these eggs in a nice ball of clay, and the clay is really wet, and that, but it makes it lovely to work with. And plain and simple, all I'm going to do is put them in to the embers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover over the embers on top, over like this, and I'm going to do that, cover them over, and let them bake inside. Now, as you see, it's like a small scone or a muffin or whatever you want. Hey, there's a mad looking ladybird after landing on my arm, look. Like a baby ladybird. I'm just going to flick him off because I don't want him to fall into the hot embers. But look, I'm just going to pan that out where it's only about 3/4 of an inch thick. And maybe it might stick to the bottom of the yolk because it's very tacky. So all I can do is sprinkle a little flour. Hey, remember, when you're out in nature like this, You don't have to be soft and gentle. It's not your honeymoon. Do you know what I mean? This is like the, people call it, we're out. I'm going to pan that in there. So like, don't be afraid. Your hands get dirty. Sometimes you get cuts, you get bruises, you get stung, you get torn, you get a little bit of everything, but hey, it's fun. And I have that thrown in there, and you can see it, yeah. So the pot is already a little warm. I don't think it really needs to be, although it's nice to say to warm the utensils they're using. Put the lid on that. I'm going to throw it on the fire, cover it over completely with embers, but not too many on the bottom, because otherwise it'll only scorch the bread underneath, because the bread is actually in direct contact with the bottom of the pot, but it shall rise towards the top of the pot. So I want most of the heat, as in when you're baking, you want most of the heat radiating downwards and even from the side, but mostly a little bit of heat underneath, but not direct. So we're going to put that into the fire, and you know, we're going to let that cook as well. There's a bird's eye view from what's going on and what exactly is going on. 3 sausages there, which I'm going to adjust now in a minute. I'm in no hurry with the sausages because I want them warm. I put the pot back in. There's my 2 eggs on brew. As you can see, they're really getting scorched. So they're probably already cooking inside, cooking. And under there, if I just scrape away that little thing there, that's the lid of the pot. So I'm just going to leave that there with a good few embers, a nice few embers. We don't want it to cook too hot either, but we just want it to cook at a good temperature. And this is on the bottom of the ground. The ground would have been nice and hot, but not scalded enough, I'm hoping. So all I can do is go by instinct, and I'm hoping everything will turn out okay. I might just bring the eggs in and sort all that, but before we unreveal or reveal all that, we go for a walk. The other egg, oh man, that's actually still cooking. So what I can do is, I'm gonna tap it open. There's the other egg, lovely and bile. Put a good layer of clay on it. Don't be afraid to put a good layer. Oh, here's Bert. Bert, don't come scrounging to me. Bert's the owner's dog, I think. Lots of clay. Bert, what I tell you? So I'm going to peel this, and I'm going to eat. This is a lot of protein. Nice and set. Remember there. Now, this bread should be okay. I can leave that. Oh, do you know what? It won't be bad. I even have myself a tea towel to throw it out on. I says, do you know what? Let's spoil oneself. Woohoo! That looks good. That looks really good. And all I have to do is really tap it underneath. So what I said I would do is bring a tea towel just to make it like professionals. Wrap it up in the tea towel and let it cool a little small bit. And when it sweats in the tea towel, it also becomes nice and soft around the top, so it's not too crispy. That looks perfect. I found a dead barn owl a few days ago, dead on the road, hit by a car. So I took the feathers and I also actually took the feet. I did actually, and what I'm actually going to do just for a bit of fun, and you know, a lot of this is fun, so if you ever watch this and think, look at that fool off, or look at that idiot, just don't watch him. You know, this is something I enjoy, something I love to do. And if the simple things in life can make you happy, then you won't be too upset about being complicated. What do I look like now? Well, finally, I've got a chance to sit down and enjoy the meal I cooked. And sometimes there's just as much satisfaction in the preparation and the cooking of the meal as there is in the indulgence of actually eating the meal. And of course, there's an extra sausage here on the skewer. But because they're so lovely, I don't really want to share it. But of course, I always have to give the dog. Yeah. But here's a nice cup of tea. I have the feathers on. I just put them on. Do you know what it is? It's a bit of fun. If you can't loosen up and have a little bit of fun. But bushcraft is such an amazing, and not even just bushcraft alone, but the outdoors and getting out, even if it's just sitting by a tree at a riverbank, or just walking a riverbank, or just really enjoying yourself. Sláinte, cup of tea. I'm probably not the greatest businessman that will ever roam this planet. But I'm going to take a bite out of this. I never brought any butter, which would have been lovely. But I'm happy with what I got. If all of this is something that you think you would enjoy or like to try and do, or experiment a bit more if you're already doing it, for those who'd like to come out on a bushcraft basic one-day event, you can message me and we can make arrangements and we'll go out for the day. If you want to go out with alone, by myself, or if you want to come out with maybe there's a couple or a parent and a sibling, or there's a family or a few friends, we can organize a one-day course of your basic fire, water, shelter, and of course little things in the surroundings, and we can all be at one with nature. But anyway, you can message me through Facebook or email me at wovenworldbushcraft@yahoo.com. And I'd say thank you very much, everybody who's watched this, and a bigger special thanks to everybody who shares the videos. I'm so much in gratitude for people who actually take interest and enjoy them. Here's Bert back again. I'm afraid Bert Cora ate all the sausages. Oops! I'll give you some of mine if I'm not going to finish it. But anyway, take care out there and message me if you want to learn about bushcraft. Thank you. Tom Bawn, Cora Bawn, and Bert Bawn. Class. But anyway, slán leat. Have fun.